So here with Keon Daniel, sitting in Legnica, Poland. I think that's the way to pronounce it. And we're at Miedź Legnica. And Keon, how long have you been here?
For me, it's like just over a month now. Came here maybe June 10th, 12th.
Okay, so about four weeks or so.
Yeah.
And what are your impressions about Poland, the culture, the transition, the people, and that sort of thing?
For me, it's great. You know, the people here, they're very welcoming. From the first day I came here, they've showed me a lot of love, and I certainly appreciate that. For me, the environment is similar to home. It's not much difference. I think the only difference would be when there's winter and it's very cold.
You think this is based on your experience thus far? You think this would be a good environment for other players from Trinidad and Tobago to come to and to sort of blend into, not necessarily here in this town, but probably across Poland as an alternative, because you're likely the first Trinidad and Tobago player to be playing in Poland?
For me, yeah. I would always encourage any kid that want to play in Europe. I think playing in Europe is a dream for any player that comes from in the Caribbean. For me here, the football is good. It's just something different from what we know. It's a little bit tougher, as we should know how European footballers play. But as time go by, you would catch along, and I would always love to see other guys play here. I haven't read the history, to know that if I'm the first Trinidadian footballer to play here. But if I am, I would be open to seeing other guys come in here and making friends.
You mentioned the game. Could you describe it as, what's the speed of play like? Is it slower, faster than in the US? What's the differences between playing here? I know your season hasn't started, but you've had some friendly games and obviously lots of practice sessions. How would you compare both of the experiences?
For me, it's just a little bit more edgy, a little more grit, where guys get a little more stuck in. They tackle a lot, they fight, I think in the US it's just a little more open, a little more technical when you play on certain fields and against certain teams. But to tell you the truth, 2 games may not be enough to determine 3 years of football.
I read some comments by your coach with respect to the friendlies, and one of the things he was saying is that he's not treating the friendlies as an environment in which to react to what the other teams are doing. He wants to impose the way Miedź plays and let other teams react to it. So it seems like his approach is fairly aggressive from an attacking point of view. Would you agree with that?
I would. From the first day he came, he has put his feet down and said what he wants. He's a very respected guy here. For me, I respect him a lot as well. He's a good coach. The way he plays is the way I think any footballer would want to play.
There's only one other player from outside of Poland on your team. I believe he's from Congo. And so this really creates an opportunity as well for your teammates to learn about another perspective. What sort of questions have they had about Trinidad and Tobago?
I think they just the weather, to be real with you. Now it's hot. I've talked to a lot of them and they don't like it this hot. But, in my country I think it's hot too, but it's not humid. so I think they would like that. But they would like to visit. I'll tell them about many places, which I think the Caribbean on its whole is a good place to visit.
I mean, I could attest to the fact that I think it's kind of Caribbean hot right now, because on my way in here, I was sweating. These guys have been very hospitable to me, and I'm assuming, I've been only here for a couple hours, and obviously you've been here for weeks. Talk to me a bit about the reception that you received from them.
Yeah, for me, the first day I came here, these guys, they have a love. They're open to welcoming other people here, and that is a good sign for any footballer. I think when you're comfortable, that's when your football comes out. And knowing everyone here, and from the time I've been here, helping me around and teaching me, to learn certain words of Polish, that would help me in the long run to play better and correspond with guys. I think it's great for me.
What are your career ambitions looking forward? What's left for Keon Daniel to do in football, and talk us through the kinds of things that you'd like to achieve?
For me, I'm not a guy who would sit here and think about myself only. I would continue to do what I do, work hard, play football to the best of my ability, do the best that I can for my team, my new team, Miedź, and hopefully that we go to the extra class, which is the first league, and do well there as well. Otherwise, that in life, I think I just want to help kids, because I was once a kid who tried to get somewhere and make it out of Trinidad and Tobago, which is not easy. And so for me, it's just going back to my country. I can't say Tobago, I could say Trinidad and Tobago, and hopefully the ones that I would like to be helped, would get help if they want to. If they don't want to, for me, I would still share the word and try to do as best as I can for every young kid who's trying to make it one day to be a professional player.
What's the likelihood of seeing Keon Daniel in national team colours again? What's your perspective on national team duty?
For me, I've never had a problem about playing for my national team. It's always an honor. So I would just, do well. I think doing well here determines what will happen for the national team. But otherwise, it doesn't really, bothers me to play or if not to play. But I'm always open to, because it's my country and representing them is always on.
A privilege. And would you say that in that regard you've been misunderstood with respect to your commitment to national team duty?
I have been many times, but for me, I would leave them to be the ones who would take win. I would take my loss. I'm not gonna try to fight against whatever they want to say about me. I think I know that what they're trying to say about me is not who I am, and I'm just trying to be a guy of principle, and it's as simple as that.
We're right next door to Germany, and Germany right now is staking a claim for to win the World Cup, but we all know the quality that exists in the Bundesliga. Being right next door to Germany, I mean, obviously, this creates an opportunity for you to maybe have some time to sneak over, have some look at football, but then maybe also to think about that as a future destination. Any thoughts about Europe and in the broader context beyond Poland?
For sure. Before I even came here, I've looked the map up and I saw that Germany is very close, and I think this was a great chance for me to play here and that is one of the reasons I came. You know, I do well, I help my team mates, and we all do well. We all have success. There's always a possibility of having a chance to play, you know, in bigger leagues because of being in Europe. Naturally, it's the eyes are on you whenever you play out here. So that's just it's about that.
Are you in touch with any of the other players that are based in the other European leagues?
No, I haven't talked with much guys since I've been out here. I know a lot of them, obviously, you know, but they're a bit further away from me, and you know, hopefully one day we all catch up and have fun.
Talk to me a bit about the tactical side of the game here. What is your coach playing in terms of his system of play?
I think it's like 4-3-3, but it's okay. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he wants, and for me, that's the main thing, that he knows exactly what he wants to do, and the players know what he wants to do.
And you feel like you have a lot of freedom to express your soccer ability out there. It's not like a rigid system. You know, sometimes coaches play with a very rigid system, but apparently you guys are playing with a lot of tactical freedom to go out there and just play ball.
I wouldn't say there's a lot of freedom, but you know, there's a lot of roles that you have to fill into. Filling into your roles is only makes sense. I think when everyone knows their roles, it only makes the team better.
You feel any pressure, somebody coming here from the MLS, in terms of the guys looking up to you? What kind of interaction is there with some of the younger players? I had an opportunity to meet a couple of the guys who play on the Polish national under 18 team. Talk to me about your interaction with those junior players, given the fact that you're a seasoned professional.
For me, I haven't really, you know, talked with them much because of the language. I think, you know, in time, because I've been here a month only, in time, I think we would, and I would share my experiences. I think for every kid, it's just once they want to learn, and that is the main part about it.
Let's talk a bit about Tobago specifically. You know, you made it onto the national team scene coming from Tobago, but historically there seems to be some challenges with that. You know, players making that bridge. Any advice to players coming from Tobago, or how do you see things in terms of what can be done to improve identification of talent across the country?
For me, it's just it's not really about Tobago by itself. You know, it's just about the country itself, opening the eyes to look in both sides for players. I think Tobago has a lot of good talent that just needs help, and I think as every player that plays in our country needs help, and once they get the help, I think they would have a chance to do well in Trinidad and even on the national team.
One of the things I like about this club environment is this seems to be a very strong community-based team environment. Do you see any sort of lessons from the environment here at Miedź that could be applied for development of football in Trinidad and Tobago?
Oh, for sure, there's a lot. The commitment, you know, the professionalism of playing here, the things that they teach. I think it's something that, you know, a lot of guys whom they see, I think would be a very good experience to have. You know, being a professional is such an honor, you know, and doing it the right way, I think it's just what we don't know back home. And I think in time, I hope that we open our minds to giving it a try to be more real and professional back home.
This club has ambitions, obviously, of moving up into the top league in Poland, and development doesn't come overnight. What do you see as your strong skill sets and assets as a player to help in achieving the outcome?
For me, I would get accustomed, first of all. It's not easy to, leave one league and come to another and get accustomed. But time, and I have time on my side where I can get accustomed to it. And, when I start being more comfortable, I think anyone who knows me would know what I can do when I play. And I will do it. I have no doubt about it. It's just for me to get acquainted to playing with guys and learning how they play and what they like to do and don't like to do.
Final couple of questions. Who do you model your game against?
I have not in my life, but growing up as a kid, I've always liked Rivaldo. So, most of my things that I have learned as a kid, it's a bit of him. I don't really model any other player.
Left footers alike, essentially.
Yes. So I don't even think about any other player. I like other players, but Rivaldo was always a player that I've learned as a youngster.
Okay, and Rivaldo obviously won a World Cup, won his medal. Who's going to win the World Cup? Who are you backing?
I'm always Brazil.
Always back in Brazil.
Always.
All right. So we're looking for Brazil to win the semifinals and move into the final. Who are they going to play?
I think they play Germany. Germany and I don't know what day, but one of these days coming. But I'm Brazil fan. I don't change. I would never change.
Hey, Keon, thanks for your time. I also want to turn the cameras to the best manager. What am I supposed to say here? The best manager for Miedź, Mark. All right. Thanks, guys.
Yes, no problem.